When Antonelli was first promoted to Mercedes, it felt like the arrival of a future F1 superstar. A young, talented driver who didn't just follow the usual path. He skipped F3 altogether and rose incredibly fast through the ranks. Many people believed he was a natural talent, destined to shine at the very top. It was almost assumed he'd have a long, successful career with Mercedes. But here we are in 2025 and things are not going the way anyone expected. In fact, Antonelli is struggling badly, and it's not just because of the car. In this video, we're going to dig deep into what's really behind Antonelli's difficulties. We'll look at his rapid jump into Formula 1, how his driving style fits the tricky Mercedes car, the mental pressure he faces, and how he stacks up against his teammate George Russell and other rookies. We'll also explore the bigger picture, what this all means for his future and for Mercedes as a team. If you thought Antonelli's troubles were just bad luck or poor machinery, stick around. The real story is a lot more complex than it seems. Let's start by looking at Antonelli's performance this season compared to huge expectations set for him. After his promotion last year, excitement was sky high, but 2025 has revealed a very inconsistent Antonelli. His qualifying positions have often been below what you expect from a future star, especially when you compare him directly to his teammate. Take the Austrian Grand Prix for example. Antonelli qualified only 9th, which is far from impressive for a Mercedes driver. Then, in the first lap, he crashed into Verstappen, ending his race early. Moments like these show that he's struggling to find his footing under pressure. When you look at race finishes, the story is similar. Sure, there have been some good moments, but too often he ends up mid-pack or lower. Compared to his teammate George Russell, who consistently finishes in the top 5, Antonelli's results highlight a clear gap in pace and consistency. It's also worth comparing Antonelli to other rookies. Drivers like Bortoleto and Hadjar have occasionally achieved better results despite driving less competitive cars. That shows Antonelli's raw talent hasn't yet translated into strong race performances. Yes, the Mercedes car has had its own share of issues. Setup challenges and reliability problems have affected the whole team. But even on tracks Antonelli knows well, he's fallen behind, not only compared to Russell, but also against other rookies who are adapting faster. Head-to-head with Russell, Antonelli trails in key areas: qualifying pace, race pace, overtaking ability, and race finishes. Russell's skill at managing tricky situations and getting the most out of the car highlights a big difference in experience and talent. So while the car partly explains the struggles, Antonelli's performance itself points to a deeper problem. Something more deeper is going on here. Looking closer, the main reason behind Antonelli's struggles might actually be simple. He moved up to Formula 1 too fast without enough experience. Remember, he skipped F3 completely and went straight into F1 after just a short time in F2. Normally, drivers spend multiple seasons in junior categories to build confidence, understand racecraft, and get ready for the intense pressure of F1. Antonelli didn't have that luxury. Why? Because Lewis Hamilton suddenly announced his move to Ferrari, leaving Mercedes scrambling to find a replacement fast. They chose Antonelli because he was already part of their development program and showed raw talent, but this rapid promotion meant Antonelli had less time to mature as a driver. If you look at the other drivers, many have taken a couple of seasons just to settle into F1. Even George Russell had more time to develop in F2 and race with Williams before joining Mercedes. The adjustment to F1 speed, complexity, and pressure is massive. Jumping too soon can cause serious growing pains. Antonelli's struggles prove this point well. Without enough experience, even the most talented drivers can get overwhelmed by the step up. But experience isn't the only challenge Antonelli is facing. There's another important piece of the puzzle: the car itself. Let's take a closer look at how the current Mercedes works and whether it really suits Antonelli's driving style. The Mercedes F1 car in 2025 is known to be very tricky to drive. It requires precision and a very specific technique to get the most out of it. Antonelli is still developing his driving style. The way he brakes, accelerates, and handles corners doesn't always suit the Mercedes setup. For example, in several races this season, his struggles with tire management have been apparent, leading to poor race pace and early tire degradation. Meanwhile, Russell seems to understand the car's quirks better and adjusts his driving to maximize grip and consistency. On top of that, Mercedes has had some technical problems that made Antonelli's season even harder. But still, many of his biggest mistakes came from driver errors, especially in tricky conditions or at circuits he should have been comfortable with. it's clear that the car doesn't make things easy. But the bigger problem is how well or poorly Antonelli's style fits the Mercedes machine. Now combine that with the mental pressure of being a rookie in one of the F1's top teams, and you get another layer of difficulty. Antonelli is young, and he knows the expectations on him are sky high. When things go wrong on track, the pressure mounts, and we've seen it in interviews and post-race reactions that this weighs heavily on him. There are moments when he looks frustrated or disappointed, not surprising for a young driver trying to prove himself. Compare this with more experienced drivers who have learned how to handle bad races and bounce back mentally. Antonelli is still learning this skill, and the ups and downs are more obvious. This mental pressure affects his confidence, which in turn impacts his performance on track. Without confidence, even the best talent struggles to perform consistently. This point is crucial because the mental side of racing is often underestimated, but can make or break a young driver's career. So now that we've weighted up all the factors, let's look at the future and how things might change for Antonelli with the upcoming 2026 F1 regulations. The new rules promise a fresh start for many drivers and teams. Changes to car design and aerodynamics might actually suit Antonelli's driving style better. If Mercedes can deliver a more manageable car, it could help him unlock his full potential. In addition, Mercedes is known for patience when it comes to developing young talent. They have invested heavily in Antonelli over the years and see him as a core part of their long-term plan. This means they are likely to stick with him through the tough times as long as he shows progress. There's also the summer break coming up, a natural reset point. Many drivers use this time to regroup and come back stronger. If Antonelli can make improvements then, he might start turning his season around. History shows us plenty of drivers who struggled early in their careers but improved dramatically with time and better machinery. The future is uncertain, but hope remains if the right conditions come together. And with that in mind, it's also crucial to understand the role Mercedes has played in Antonelli's journey. The team has backed Antonelli for many years, investing in his development and protecting him from offers by other teams. They promoted him quickly because they believed in his talent and wanted to keep him within their system. This long-term relationship is a big factor. It shows Mercedes' trust and faith in Antonelli, even when results aren't great. But it also adds pressure as Antonelli feels the weight of the team's expectations. Mercedes' commitment means they want him to succeed and see him as a future champion. This kind of support is rare and valuable in Formula 1, and it gives Antonelli a better chance to develop at the highest level. To sum up, Antonelli's struggles this season come down to several factors working together. His lightning fast rise left him with less experience than he really needed. The Mercedes car is difficult to master and doesn't perfectly fit his developing style. The mental pressure of racing for a top team weighs on his confidence, and yet Mercedes continues to back him strongly, seeing him as a key part of their future. So did everything actually go wrong for Antonelli? Not exactly. It's a mix of challenges that have made this season tough. But there's still a chance for him to turn things around, especially with the new regulations coming and time to grow. Mercedes' faith in him remains strong, and if Antonelli works hard and keeps developing, he could still become the star many predicted. But for sure, it won't be an easy road.